I was a couples blogger with Han Suyan for 3 years. He treated me so well that everyone on the internet envied me. But in the end, I found out that I was just a substitute. The 7 goldfish he kept, the blue roses he gave me, the trips to the beach he took me on. They were all compensations for his late ex-girlfriend. Even the day he proposed was on her death anniversary. This self-indulgent love story. I just couldn't act it out anymore. Han Suyan and I were a couples blog. One day, during a live stream, one of his goldfish was missing. And he panicked. Someone mentioned it in the chat. Open black lens bracket. I suddenly thought of the blogger I followed a few years ago. All her posts were about her and her boyfriend's love life. Open black lens bracket. It's a pity she's no longer here. She left him 7 goldfish before she passed. Open black lens bracket. I think her blogger name was Greedy Little Star. My heart tightened for no reason. Han Zion's fish tank always had exactly 7 goldfish. His username had been the same for years, Eternal Star. Meaning, the Eternal Star. Han Suyan was asleep. I could hear his faint breathing, and my own suppressed sobs. I found the blogger with the username, Greedy Little Star. Her account had hundreds of videos, all documenting her love story with her boyfriend. The last video she posted was 4 years ago. It was an obituary posted by her family. The comment section was almost completely filled with a user with a starry profile picture. Open black lens bracket. Every time I miss you, I'll look at the stars. Open black lens bracket. But there are so many stars in the sky. How do I know which one is you? Open black lens bracket. Forget it. They're all you. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I will wait for you forever. That was Han Zion's alternate account. In the girls' videos, Han Suyan never showed his face. She always called him Little Han Teacher. Her voice was soft, almost coquettish. I couldn't help but think back to the first time I met Han Suyan. I was 2 years older than him. Han Suyan was a part-time tutor for my younger brother when I was already working. When I first saw the fresh-faced, good-looking Han Suyan, I fell for him instantly. So I awkwardly asked him, Little Han Teacher, has anyone ever told you that you're handsome? Little Han Teacher, do you have a girlfriend? I still remember the moment he froze when he heard me call him that. After a long pause, he smiled and shook his head. No, I was going to ask for his contact info and nervously plan a date. But before I could, he messaged me first. He asked me out to dinner. Soon after, he confessed to me with a bouquet of flowers. Only now do I understand that the flowers he so carefully chose had nothing to do with valuing this relationship. It was because of something that girl wrote in her video. Open black lens bracket. We started off so casually, without even a bouquet of flowers. Open black lens bracket. Love should begin with a bouquet of flowers. Idiot. That night, we were together. He trembled in, holding back, kissed my eyes. He said, "Your eyes are so beautiful. There are stars in them." I always thought it was a compliment. Until now, watching the girl in the video who resembled me so much, I finally understood what he meant by stars. It was referring to that girl, Lin Xingwan. When I cried almost to the point of suffocation, Han Suyan suddenly woke up. He saw my tears and immediately sat up, his face full of concern and anxiety. "What's wrong? Did you have a nightmare?" He pulled me into his arms, and the familiar scent of his shower gel filled my senses. But for some reason, I felt resistance. I pushed him away. Han Suyan, let's break up. Han Suyan begged me repeatedly, saying he would do anything to keep me. He choked up, saying, "I can't lose you." But I looked at the man I loved so deeply. My emotions were torn. I didn't even know, was his plea because he couldn't bear to lose me? Or was it because he couldn't bear to lose the shadow of that person I resembled? "I hate your username," I slowly spoke. "I want you to change it." Han Suyan froze, wiping my tears with his thumb. "You're crying because of this? Okay, he said indulgently, handing me his phone. "You choose whatever name you want, okay?" I took his phone. For 3 years, out of respect, we never looked at each other's phones. I didn't even know his phone password. I lowered my eyes, waiting for him to say our anniversary date. 10:15, when he said those numbers. I froze. That was the day Han Suyan proposed to me. In that brief moment of daze, Han Suyan had already heated up a cup of milk and brought it over. "Did you have a nightmare?" He gently rubbed my hair with his palm. "Is there something bothering you? You can hit me, yell at me, but don't say, break up, okay?" Wei. His eyes turned red. His voice cracked. "I can't lose you." I stared at him, my emotions pulling me in different directions. and I couldn't speak for a while. Han Suyan had always been so good to me. Last year, I got the sudden urge to climb Mount Tai at night. But around midnight, I suddenly had severe stomach pain. Over 1,000 steps. He carried me on his back, step by step, down the mountain. The night air was thick with fog, and the mountain wind was biting. Han Suyan, afraid I would get cold, wrapped his coat around me. He wore only a thin hoodie. By the time we reached the foot of the mountain, his legs were so weak he could hardly stand. But he still insisted on taking me to the hospital. Earlier this year, my dad had a car accident and was hospitalized, almost paralyzed from the waist down. Han Suyan stayed with me in the hospital, taking care of him. Despite his severe cleanliness obsession, he helped my dad with everything, never once complaining about the mess. In 3 years of dating, he had never argued with me. But whenever I was upset, he would take all my tantrums and bad moods. He was so romantic, never missing a single holiday. All his income went to me. But he worked extra hard to buy me gifts with the money he saved up. In this relationship, he was truly amazing. So much so that my family and friends had nothing bad to say about him. So much so that millions of fans joked, "Open black lens bracket, it takes 10 years to get a man like Lee Daron, 100 years to get a man like He Yichen, and 1,000 years to get a man like Han Suyan." But now, I looked at Han Suyan in front of me, and suddenly felt like a complete stranger. Han Suyan had a location shoot in the morning. Despite his bloodshot eyes, he made me breakfast before rushing out. The table was filled with all my favorite foods. He knew my tastes and habits so well. Having never been treated well by my birth family, I'd been spoiled by him for the past few years. But now, I didn't have an appetite at all. After much hesitation, I couldn't help but open that account again. I watched all her videos from beginning to end. And with each frame, my heart sank lower and lower. In her 5-year relationship with him, Han Suyan wasn't exactly a good boyfriend. That gentle girl had been through so much suffering. She often found videos of the sea online, and with envy, said, "Open black lens bracket, I really want to visit the beach. Open black lens bracket, you always say you'll take me, but every time you break your promise. Open black lens bracket, next time, you have to take me to the beach every year, and we'll collect 99 stars from different beaches." But Han Suyan always took me to the beach. We went to Weihai, Sanya, and Xiamen. I wore beautiful little dresses and took many photos and videos on different beaches. Every time, Han Suyan would draw a 5-pointed star in the sand, then take a picture. I never noticed anything wrong before. Han Suyan was an astronomy enthusiast. He loved stargazing, and often held me, telling me about the stars. Which one was Uranus? Which one was the North Star? But now, looking back, it all feels so ironic. On her birthday, she recorded the cheap, half-hearted cake he gave her, and enviously said, "Open black lens bracket, people get cakes made by their boyfriends for their birthdays, but I don't have that. Open black lens bracket, you always say you're clumsy and lazy to make it. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, I wonder if I'll get a cake made by you next year." But she never made it to her next birthday. I, however, got Han Zion's handmade cake. The vlog recorded his clumsy yet earnest attempts at baking, which made a lot of fans joke, "Open black lens bracket, others make cakes for their girlfriends. What about you? I'm not waiting for you to make me longevity peaches, am I? Open black lens bracket, can I meet a man like this before menopause?" At that time, I was touched. But now, looking back, were those heartfelt cakes really for me? I held my phone, feeling heartbroken, sad, and overwhelmed with so many emotions. I couldn't tell if Han Zion's kindness was because he had grown from his previous relationship and learned how to love, or if I was just a replacement, paying back the debts he owed to that person. During the live stream at night, I forced myself to hold it together. But when Han Suyan was asked about his favorite thing, and he pointed to the stars in the sky, I completely broke down. "I hate stars," I threw my water cup, crazed with emotion. "Han Suyan, I hate the goldfish you keep." All the emotions I'd been holding in for a whole day and night exploded. And I forgot I was live. I grabbed the fish tank from the table, and in Han Zion's shocked gaze, I smashed it to pieces. Water splashed everywhere, and the 7 goldfish flopped in terror on the ground. My rationality finally came back. Han Suyan, with a serious face, turned off the live stream. He said nothing, went to the kitchen to get a small basin, and began picking up the goldfish one by one. I couldn't stop my tears from falling. Don't pick them up. I grabbed his arm. Han Suyan, who's more important to you? Me or these 7 goldfish? Me or Lin Xingwan? In your heart, who's more important? For the past 3 years, Han Zion's fish tank had never been empty, always keeping 7 goldfish. When one died, he would replace it immediately. Every night before bed, he'd sit in front of the tank and whisper a few words to the fish. I always thought he just liked keeping fish. Like when I was a child, I'd cuddle my cat and talk to it when I was happy or sad. But when my hand reached his arm, he forcefully pushed it away. This was the first time I saw him with a cold expression. Song Shiwei. It was the first time he called me by my full name, saying, "Enough is enough with the nonsense. You want to change your username? Fine, I'll change it. I've put up with your tantrums and bad moods. Why are you acting crazy again today? Live people, arguing over a few goldfish?" He looked at me, his expression turning cold, even disgusted. Then, holding the fish tank, he slammed the door and left. The snippet from the live stream was cut by several netizens and posted online. The attention skyrocketed. Netizens were all discussing why we were fighting. I saw many comments attacking me. Open black lens bracket, I've never liked her. Does she really think she's a princess? Open black lens bracket, if someone treats you well, you should be grateful, not ruin it. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, I've seen people jealous of their exes, but jealous of stars and a few goldfish? That's a first. Open black lens bracket, no one notices the girl is breaking down? She doesn't seem like someone who acts up all the time. I need to check for updates. Open black lens bracket, putting myself in the guy's shoes. It's suffocating. Who's still shipping them? I called Han Suyan many times. I wanted him to come back so we could have an honest talk. But no one answered. Eventually, he turned off his phone. I stayed in the room, overwhelmed with grievance and anger. I couldn't bear to see the online insults. I waited until 1 a.m. Han Suyan still hadn't returned. Then, suddenly, I found something in Lin Xingwan's video. In the obituary I hadn't paid much attention to. It stated that her date of death was October 15th, 4 years ago. My hand holding the phone began to tremble. So, the password to Han Zion's phone, the day he had carefully chosen to propose, was her death anniversary. A wave of intense nausea hit me. I suddenly felt like I was more of a sacrificial offering he had chosen for her. This realization made me shudder. My scalp tingled, and soon after, a heavy sadness and despair took over. I bent over the toilet, vomiting until the world spun. After I recovered, I went into the study, gathered all my strength, and used a hammer to break open the locked drawer. Inside were albums, journals, each one clearly displaying Han Zion's absurd yet self-righteous affection. The thick album had only a few pictures of Lin Xingwan. Most were taken after her death. For example, he took a photo of the night sky with the 7 stars aligned, and wrote his longing on the back of the picture. Open black lens bracket stars. If I make a wish to see you again, will it come true? It's kind of funny. The date written in the bottom right corner was the night before we met. So, I couldn't help but wonder. What was he thinking when I first met him, smiling and calling him, little Han teacher? Was he reflecting on their fateful meeting again in his heart? There were also photos he took of beaches, handmade cakes, or a bunch of blue roses that I didn't like, but he insisted on giving me. Every photo had his handwritten notes. Open black lens bracket, this beach is so clean, the sand is soft and fine, you'd really like it, right? Open black lens bracket, I hope in this lifetime, I can visit 99 beaches with you and collect 99 stars for you. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, the handmade cake you wanted. I finally learned how to make it. Do you like it, Xingwan? Open black lens bracket, I'll always remember. Xingwan loved blue roses the most. And then, further down, there were 2 photos that hurt me the most. One was taken when I had unbearable stomach pain. He stood on top of the mountain and took a photo overlooking the view. Writing, open black lens bracket, I'm standing in the place closest to you. Close black lens bracket. The other was a photo of my dad lying in a hospital bed, exhausted and in a pitiful state. Open black lens bracket, at first, it felt a little disgusting, but then I thought of him as Xingwan's father, and it didn't seem as hard to accept. All my hopes and reasons shattered at that moment. By dawn, I posted a breakup statement, detailing Han Zion's dirty secrets. Of course, I didn't mention Lin Xingwan. I didn't want to drag that innocent, already deceased girl into this. This time, Han Suyan came back quickly, looking disheveled and reeked of alcohol. He barged in with questions. Didn't I tell you not to go into my study? I threw the photos at his face. If I hadn't gone in, I wouldn't have known about all your disgusting deeds. Han Suyan, we're about to get married. How could you treat me like this? The photos scattered across the floor. He looked at me coldly. So what? It's just a bunch of photos. What does that prove? Did I cheat? Did I sleep with anyone? Who hasn't loved a few people in their youth? Song Shiwei, I used to think you were smart. Why are you so clueless now? Why are you arguing with a dead person? Arguing with a dead person? My hands trembled with anger, the emotions crashing violently in my chest. Isn't emotional betrayal still considered betrayal? He calmly rebutted. Betrayal usually refers to the betrayal of an existing relationship. Wei, you're the one who came later. Then what am I to you? A substitute? A tool? I grabbed everything I could reach and hurled it at him, releasing all my frustration. But Han Suyan just calmly looked at me. He said, "You're my girlfriend. Of course I love you. But this love really started with Xingwan. I owe her for this lifetime, and I can't make it up to her. So, all my feelings go to you. You can think of it as an emotional outlet, but, Wei, he sighed. I've never done anything to hurt you. On the contrary, because of Xingwan, you have a lifetime's immunity in my heart. Be smart, pretend you don't know about all this, and let's live happily." She's just a dead person. What threat can she pose to you? Who wants your immunity? Han Suyan? How disgusting are you? I stared at him in disbelief. I had imagined his reaction when the truth came out, crying, or leaving in anger. But I never thought he would be so unapologetic. It felt like, by replacing Lin Xingwan, I should feel honored to receive his compensation. Han Suyan lit a cigarette slowly. Isn't it? He looked at me. Babe, don't be so greedy. Everything Xingwan never got, I've made up for with you. What more do you want? When you were enjoying it, why didn't you say anything? Didn't you eat the cakes I made for you? Didn't you enjoy the beach trips? We've taken hundreds of pictures, haven't we? When your dad was paralyzed, wasn't it me cleaning him up? Why not just pretend you don't know? And enjoy all of this? His tone softened. He gently coaxed. Wei, delete the video. Explain to the fans that it's just us fighting, and you made it all up. You don't want to ruin our 3-year account, do you? Slap. My slap was the only answer. I withdrew my hand, my fingers still trembling. If I were Lin Xingwan, I'd only feel disgusted. What she didn't get in life, she was compensated for after death. It's unfair to her and insulting to me. You didn't cherish her when she was alive. Who are you pretending for now? Your self-indulgent emotional drama is just a joke, isn't it? I quietly looked at him, as all my sorrow and sadness dissipated. Now, I looked at him with nothing but cold disdain and mockery. I won't delete the video. We're breaking up. Tell your family, the wedding is off. The news of my breakup with Han Suyan spread like wildfire. Online opinions exploded. Many were criticizing Han Suyan. Open black lens bracket, how disgusting. Even the proposal that the girl cared most about was on the anniversary of his ex-girlfriend's death. It feels like she's his offering to her. Open black lens bracket, no wonder she broke down on live stream. If it were me, I'd flip the table. Open black lens bracket, if he's so reluctant to part with his ex, who's he trying to impress? Open black lens bracket, what a disappointing guy. I used to ship them. Open black lens bracket, having a boyfriend like that is bad luck. What a piece of trash. But there were also different voices. Open black lens bracket, am I the only one who doesn't care? As long as he treats her well, what does it matter who he thinks about? Money's been given to her. What's the problem with who he's thinking about? Marriage isn't about love. It's not that dramatic. Open black lens bracket, agree. Why bother with a dead person? Open black lens bracket, a gentleman cares about actions, not feelings. As long as he treats her well for life, it's fine. His ex can't come back, and she won't break them up. Close black lens bracket. The comment section was in chaos. But I didn't have the energy to keep reading. Both our families got the news, and the phone calls from them kept coming. I didn't answer any of Han Zion's parents' calls. But my mom came straight to my door. Song Shiwei, she was furious, slapping her chest, looking at me like I was hopeless. The wedding is already set. The relatives and friends have been notified. And now you're telling me you're not going through with it? Yes. Yes to what? Just because of his ex? Wei, she's dead. Why are you fighting with her? I always knew that communication with my family was impossible. But hearing these words still made me feel wronged. I didn't want to fight with her. I just couldn't accept this marriage. If my dad spent his life loving his deceased ex, treating you like a replacement, and everything he does for you is just compensation, what would you think? My mom thought about it seriously, then said, I'd accept it. Your dad's a macho man. Never said a kind word to me. Never did anything for me. If he could be half as good to you as Han Suyan is, even if he still thinks of someone else, I'd accept it. A man's thoughts don't matter. As long as he treats you well for life, that's all that counts. Marriage isn't easy. If he's thinking about a dead person, at least he's not having an affair. Sometimes you just have to turn a blind eye. My mom tried her best to brainwash me, but I just looked at her in disappointment. Mom, life is so long. If he doesn't love me with the purest love, why should I gamble on his future or his conscience? Maybe my dad didn't give you a good marriage, but I'm not asking you to understand me. Just stop trying to convince me. My mom was almost crying. What do you want? I thought for a moment. I want love. If there's love, I'd think marriage is nice. Without love, I can live on my own without marrying. Han Suyan moved out. He didn't take anything, just the drawer full of albums. And the fish tank with the goldfish he'd already taken. That night, a friend suddenly sent me a video. My boyfriend took me to a party, and I saw Han Suyan there. In the video, Han Suyan was drinking quietly. A friend next to him asked, Really broke up? I can't break up with her. She's been spoiled by me for years. Can't even make breakfast. What would she do without me? Starve to death? He stared at the wine glass in his hand, his tone indifferent. I know her. She's just throwing a tantrum. She'll be fine in a couple of days. Can a living person really argue with a dead one for life? His friends laughed and agreed. If you ask me, girlfriends should never be spoiled. The more you spoil them, the greedier they get. You've done everything for her. And yet, you never did those things for Xingwan. Without Xingwan, could she have this good life? She just doesn't get it. The video cut off here abruptly. My friend was furious. This is insane. What kind of group is this? So I'm supposed to be grateful after being treated like a replacement, right? I was typing when my friend sent another message. Wei, wait for me. I'll ruin his reputation. I don't want this boyfriend anymore. Anyone who hangs out with them must be trash. A video call came through. Before I could say anything, I saw my friend pour a plate of braised pork, with soup and all, right over Han Zion's head. Han Suyan had been hanging out in bars these days. Many people had spotted him drinking his sorrows away at a bar. Dim lighting, a blurry shot, making some netizens feel like he had an air of brokenness around him. Han Suyan already had a fanbase. For a moment, many people started feeling sorry for him. Open black lens bracket. No way, not possible. Is he going to marry his ex from the afterlife, or commit suicide with her? If he forgot completely, that would show he's heartless, right? Open black lens bracket. If it were me, I could accept it. Life is too short to dwell on things. Open black lens bracket. Poor Han, who hasn't had a past. Open black lens bracket. Summary. The girl is too much, always creating trouble. The comments were becoming polarized. But I didn't care. The day I chose to go public, I was already prepared for the backlash. Han Suyan thought I would cave because of the millions of followers. He still didn't understand me. This account was something I built bit by bit. I knew better than anyone that the account's success didn't come from his kindness. Every moment captured on camera was something I carefully documented. Han Suyan would make me 3 meals a day. And I would teach him how to make videos, spend hours helping him gain followers. He carried me down the mountain. I carried him when he had a high fever, took him downstairs, flagged the car, and took care of him when he was in surgery. He would hand me all his earnings. But I never spent it recklessly. I saved it for our wedding. I gave this relationship everything I had. No less than he did. I was truly hurt. 3 years of love, bare emotions. This substitute literature was more shocking than a sudden breakup. It hit me harder than I expected. But I forced myself to ignore the online comments. I went on living, continued business talks, and made videos. Without Han Suyan, I wouldn't starve to death. I would be sad, but it would pass. On the 5th day after the breakup, I cleared out all the videos with Han Suyan. Only 20-something videos of me remained. That night, Han Zion's personal account viewed my videos over 100 times. On the 7th day after the breakup, I posted my first video, a personal vlog. I didn't mention Han Suyan or the breakup. I just recorded my day eating hot pot, visiting bookstores, and spending the day at an amusement park. Open black lens bracket. Sister, you look great. Don't let those comments get to you. I'm so tired of substitute literature. If you haven't cleared your heart, don't ruin others, okay? Open black lens bracket. Been a fan for 3 years. Always hoping you'd get married. Didn't expect it to end this way. I used to worry you wouldn't get through it, but seeing you eating well, having fun, I'm really happy for you. Open black lens bracket. Look at this. She's been giving her all, then gets dumped for the smallest thing, and gets bashed by the whole internet. Meanwhile, she's still happily eating hot pot. Guess who's not getting a house? Open black lens bracket. The person above is too much. This is the girl's account. Go cry on the other side. Han Suyan didn't know if it was a slip of the hand or intentional. But he liked my video, then unliked it immediately. But many fans screenshots it, and posted it in my comment section. Open black lens bracket. Mao. Is he bad at keeping secrets? Does he just like eating leftovers? Open black lens bracket. Sister, you're amazing, don't mind him. On the 8th day after the breakup, Han Suyan, whom I had blacklisted, called me from someone else's phone. Mawei, I still have that cashmere coat at home, throw it away. He paused. That coat is expensive. You gave it to me for my birthday, over 10,000, I bought it, I threw it away. What's the problem? It's fine. His tone was bitter. Then, I still have an LV scarf. I bought it myself, threw it away. His tone rose slightly. I bought it, on the day we broke up. I told you to pack your stuff. You only took the photos, the rest I threw away. He sighed. Mawei, are you still mad at me? Please stop this, okay, idiot. I hung up the phone directly. These days, I've been replaying this relationship. And late at night, I re-examined Han Suyan. I realized, beneath his 3 years of guilt-driven compensation, was a very selfish heart. He wasn't compensating anyone. He was just compensating for his own guilty conscience. As the public opinion around my vlog intensified, someone dug up Lin Xingwan's video account. And also, her small Weibo account that I had never seen. If her video account showed her daily love life with Han Suyan, her Weibo account was like a bitter, tearful diary filled with grievances. I casually clicked on it, but couldn't help but read through. Lin Xingwan's parents passed away when she was young. She lived at her uncle's house. She had never been treated well when she was in school, because she was beautiful. Her personality was soft. And she didn't have parents to back her up. She was always bullied by classmates. Only Han Suyan would help her out. He would rescue her from bullying. He would teach her lessons. She affectionately called him Little Han Teacher. Later, they got together. But her diary was soon filled with both sweetness and grievances. Open black lens bracket. Little Han Teacher has a bad stomach. Today I made him millet porridge, but he complained it tasted bad. He only drank 1 sip. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Happy 2-year anniversary. He forgot again. Maybe. He's been too busy lately. Open black lens bracket. We fought again. Open black lens bracket. He gave Christmas gifts to other girls, but I didn't receive anything. He said I'm too petty, too controlling. Am I really wrong? Open black lens bracket. I fainted on my way to find Little Han Teacher. I was sent to the hospital. Fate plays tricks. Turns out it's late-stage stomach cancer. What should I do? Open black lens bracket. I decided to give up treatment. I have no money. My uncle has none. Little Han Teacher has none. I don't want to burden them. Open black lens bracket. He hasn't talked to me for a week. Open black lens bracket. I really want to see him. But I'm afraid I'll collapse into his arms and cry. Actually, I'm really scared of dying, but more afraid. Without me, he can't take care of himself. Open black lens bracket. I overheard him talking with friends. He said I'm spoiled, too dramatic. He said I should calm down for a month. But I don't think I have that much time left. Open black lens bracket. We finally made up. But it seems like this is where it ends. Open black lens bracket. I couldn't give him the Big Dipper. So I gave him 7 goldfish. Hoping they'll keep him company for a short while. Her final days were spent under Han Zion's indifference and emotional abuse. And because of this, that relationship, filled with guilt and regret, became his lifetime regret. So later, when he met someone very much like Lin Xingwan, he finally found someone to pour his emotions into. He tried his best to treat me well, as if compensating for that wronged little girl. After realizing this, I only felt more disgusted, more repelled. As Lin Xingwan's Weibo was uncovered, Han Suyan was completely nailed to the pillar of shame. This time, even the netizens who sympathized with him went silent. The backlash was swift and ruthless. Han Suyan lost hundreds of thousands of followers overnight. He was even slammed into the trending topics. Open black lens bracket disgusting. What a scumbag. Cold violence ex-girlfriend, substitute girlfriend. Open black lens bracket new apology method. I've compensated. Don't care who I'm compensating. As long as it makes me feel better. Open black lens bracket dog eating shit but asking for more. You eating shit is just pure disgust. Open black lens bracket where are those who said the girl was too dramatic? Quiet now? Open black lens bracket got it. From now on, when I curse someone, I'll say, I hope your boyfriend is Han Suyan. Han Zion's live streams were forced to stop. A number of the brand deals he had made also cancelled. Everyone was waiting to see him cry and apologize to the netizens. Reading a little apology letter. Han Suyan appeared downstairs at my building. Wei. It's less than a month since the breakup. But he looked like a mess. His beard unkempt. Dark circles under his eyes. He looked like he aged 10 years in an instant. I ignored him, walked past and entered the elevator. But he blocked the door with his hand as it was about to close. Noticing my disapproval, he hurried in after me. Wei, let's make up. It was my fault with Lin Xingwan. I didn't consider your feelings. I admit, we started with me wanting to make up for things. But everything I did for you these 3 years was real. And my feelings for you now are real too. He tried to take my hand. You can't judge everything by wrong start, right? I can confirm, I love you now more than ever. Just as his fingers were about to touch mine, I pulled away. Leave, it was wrong from the beginning. And nothing after can make it right. Why do you think I care whether you love me or not? I won't forgive him like Lin Xingwan did. But I think, if Lin Xingwan knew, she would regret that the comfort she wanted and longed for was given to someone else instead. My life has completely gotten back on track. I take care of myself very well. Exercise, food, shopping, work. In my videos, there are more and more smiles, and my state is improving. And that account that relied on couple content to gain millions of followers didn't crash as Han Suyan predicted. On the contrary, my solo vlogs gained hundreds of thousands of followers. Many fans left comments. Open black lens bracket been a fan for 3 years. Used to stay up late watching your videos. Last night, I saw you eating hot pot alone. I couldn't help but cry, but I also felt relieved. Tomorrow I'm signing divorce papers, finally making the decision to end this marriage. 7 years, with 3 affairs from him. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket I was once the ex's little star too. He cheated multiple times when we were together. I forgave him again and again, but eventually I lost all hope. I broke up with him and blocked him. He regretted it. Later he got married, and I heard he named his daughter after my nickname. Honestly, I just feel disgusted. It's like bad luck. Open black lens bracket I've met a Han Suyan before. He didn't really love her. People like him only love themselves. Selfish, irresponsible, the most self-pitying. These people deserve to die alone. Open black lens bracket prediction. The better she looks, the more her ex cracks. Not long until you become his new little star in his heart. The netizens' predictions were spot on. Han Zion's career completely stalled. He was bashed into shutting comments and reported every time he went live. And seeing me getting better and better, he truly regretted it. I had already blacklisted him on WeChat. But mutual friends still sent me screenshots of his moments. At 3 a.m., he posted a photo. The water in the fish tank was murky, with a few goldfish floating across the surface. The caption read, Open black lens bracket let the past be the past, let the future come. In my friend group, the girls commented sharply, Open black lens bracket is he out of his mind? He really thinks some dead fish can wipe the slate clean? Open black lens bracket does he have some disease where he can't feel okay unless he's self-pitying? Open black lens bracket feel bad for little Wei for a minute. Dating him feels like keeping a criminal record. The weather was nice recently. My friends and I planned a trip to the beach. Once again, barefoot on the sand. Old memories inevitably flooded my mind. I remembered long ago. I was wearing a new beach dress. Han Suyan was lying on the hot sand, trying hard to find the perfect angle to take my picture. He promised to take the best photo of my life. Then in the blink of an eye, those mixed-up thoughts were blown away by the sea breeze. The sunlight was warm, the waves rolling. The 3 of us in matching dresses. The camera captured that tender, beautiful moment. That video unexpectedly got over 1 million likes. Han Suyan liked it too. This time, He didn't unlike it. It stayed clearly visible on his liked posts. The next day, after a long hiatus, he posted a new video. He went to the beach. On the sand, he didn't draw stars. Instead, he carefully wrote my initials. And checked in with a photo. But the netizens weren't buying it. Open black lens bracket haha. Big C bro wants to eat his own leftovers again. Open black lens bracket don't mess with it. Did you draw it wrong? Where are your stars? Aren't you supposed to check in 99 times? Open black lens bracket friends. Take it easy. Don't kill my electronic pet. I need him to feed me. The doorbell rang. I knew without looking. It was another flower delivery. Han Suyan had gone mad, sending me a bouquet of lilies I liked every day. The card's message was always the same. I've sent you 15 blue roses before. Now I want to send 15 bouquets of lilies. You can give them to others or throw them away. I just want to apologize to the past song Shimei. Han Suyan seemed to want to go down the path of bad publicity. Or maybe he was just trying to move the netizens. He filmed and posted these moments online. With over 200 likes, the video had thousands of comments. Open black lens bracket I can't stand it. How does this scumbag have so much ceremony? Open black lens bracket bet 2 packs of spicy strips. Next he'll make handmade cake and propose again. Redo all the sorries to song. Open black lens bracket reasonable to suspect he has OCD. Close black lens bracket. Amid countless sarcastic remarks, some different voices still appeared. Open black lens bracket am I the only one who feels bad for that little star? Although song is also tragic. She's the one being wronged, the one left behind. But Han compensated both his guilt for her and Song twice. And she got nothing. Open black lens bracket let's not compare who's more pitiful among the victims. What's the point? Anyway, both are scumbags. Both girls were betrayed. The scumbag deserves to swallow 20,000 needles. Open black lens bracket I'm good at this. I curse Han's scumbag disease to match little stars. Let him suffer the same pain and die lonely. Han Suyan kept apologizing and posting videos. But visibly sank lower. Every video had countless insults and mockeries. Han Suyan never replied. And never closed the comment section. 1 year after the breakup, he posted a video, recording his process of preparing to propose again. He carefully set the date to be on my birthday, April 12th. Many netizens eagerly awaited. However, on April 12th, netizens didn't get Han Zion's proposal. But they did get my official announcement video. I'm in love. It's heartwarming. It's responsibility. It's love. No substitutes. No white moonlight. The comment section was lively. There was no slander or attack as I imagined. Everyone was supporting me. Open black lens bracket I've watched you from your tired, post-breakup self. Gradually getting better. Supporting you in love tilde. It's beautiful to be single when you haven't found the right person. But it's amazing to take brave steps forward when you meet the right one. Open black lens bracket help. This is so sweet I'm rolling on the floor. I thought I was into Han Song. But turns out I just like Song. Whoever she's with is sweet. At Han Suyan. Compensation brother, come quick. Your ex has a new boyfriend. Some even ran to Han Zion's account to comment. Open black lens bracket bro, are you still proposing? Open black lens bracket Han bro, quick look. Your ex is so sweet. Open black lens bracket you'll wish her happiness. Right? However, at night, Han Suyan, silent all day, finally logged in and replied to a hot comment. Open black lens bracket not proposing anymore. Open black lens bracket I see. It's really sweet. Open black lens bracket yes. I wish her happiness. She deserves it. Close black lens bracket. He then pinned a comment. The picture was a medical report. Han Suyan, male, 27 years old. Late-stage stomach cancer. The comment section exploded. Open black lens bracket what? Is this true? Open black lens bracket great. Now you can go to the underground and repent to your little star. Open black lens bracket little star. Peeved. Disgusting. Open black lens bracket honestly, as a fan for 3 years. Seeing this is a bit bittersweet. I always thought they were so sweet, so in love. I never thought they would come to this point. Maybe there's karma in this world. And at that moment, netizens all of a sudden remembered that comment from before. The one where they said I had a sharp tongue. A comment from a few months ago. Now suddenly, it all seemed true. Open black lens bracket sis. I also have a scumbag ex-boyfriend. Mind saying a few words for me? Open black lens bracket. I'm impressed. I thought you were sharp, but I didn't think you'd be this sharp. At Dong Zhou, this is my ex-boyfriend. At alias, this one too. At 13th month, this one as well. When I saw Han Zion's comment, I froze for a couple of seconds. Then I quietly left the page. The moment we broke up, our lives became completely unrelated. I just felt a little nostalgic. I remembered how he once wrote over and over behind a photo, wishing he could go down and be with his little star. Looking at it now, I guess it really became a self-fulfilling prophecy. 2 weeks later, I received an anonymous package. Inside, there was a photo album. It contained over 100 pictures, a reflection of those 3 years. On the back of each photo, the familiar handwriting had different messages. But there were too many words. I didn't read them. A gift long past its prime. It meant nothing anymore. Only the giver could be moved. My boyfriend came up from behind. He hugged me and asked what it was. I smiled. I don't know who sent the anonymous album. Just throw it away. The moment the album was tossed into the trash, I looked up and saw that overly pale face hiding in the distance. It quickly disappeared though. In my vision, only the vast blue sky remained, and the green willows brushing the embankment.